everyone. I am so happy to see you again, and I hope you are all doing well. My Zephyrin Drowan rose is in full fragrant bloom, so I want to bring you outside to see that rose. And since we are outside, we might as well take a short tour of the garden. But before we can head outside, we need to make a quick trip to the local farm store. I'm going to make tabbouleh for lunch today. Tabbouleh is a Lebanese salad. It's crunchy, it has parsley and mint. Oh, it's absolutely delicious. So take a drive with me.
Yesterday, there was sun and there was rain. Beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now, there's something in the air, and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Oh, dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other. Beyond gravel, beyond.
We are home again. I have my ingredients here. We are going to make the tabbouleh. So I need to measure out 1 cup. I'm going to weigh this too. 1 cup of Bulgur wheat. Bulgur wheat is cracked wheat. It has a nutty flavor and an incredibly delicious texture. So this is 157 grams. Then I need 1.5 cups of boiling water. That's 355 mils. Then I need the juice of 1 lemon. And a 1/4 cup of olive oil. That's 60 mils. Then we need to cover the bowl with either cling film or a towel. I'm going to use a plate. We're going to set this aside for 1 hour. In the meantime, I'll clean up my workstation and then we can head outside. So this is Rosa Zephyrin Drowan. I hope I'm saying that right. It's a rose that was developed in the late 19th century in France. And it's famous because, 1, it has a beautiful fragrance, and 2, it is completely thornless. If you have room for Zephyrin Drowan in your garden, my advice is to plant it. Let's head up to the kitchen garden via the Serpentine garden. I have a lot of gardens here. This is a late blooming lilac. It's very fragrant. These are the potatoes that you and I planted together. When was it? 3 weeks ago? Maybe 4 weeks ago? Anyway, they are growing like crazy. And I did put a layer of weed-free straw in the bed. And here are the 100 storage onions that you and I planted together about 3 weeks ago. Volunteer columbine. Here are the leeks that you and I planted together. As you can see, the holes we made for the leeks are gradually filling in just as we wanted them to. Yesterday, I planted out all of the Roma tomatoes that you and I started from seed in late winter. Roma is a bush variety. It grows to a predetermined size and then sets all of its fruit. And here is the garlic that you and I planted last October. It's starting to send up its wonderful scapes. I use these scapes for pesto. I planted San Marzano tomatoes in each of these beds. The goal is for them to vine all the way up and over this cattle panel trellis. We are in my teeny tiny herb garden now. In this bed, I have basil that you and I grew together from seed, and California Wonder bell peppers, which you and I also grew from seed. And in this bed, have parsley that we grew together, and cabbage and broccoli. The cabbage and broccoli were bought as seedlings from the local farm store. And the broccoli is forming heads. And in this bed, I have romaine lettuce that you and I winter sowed last winter, and radishes and celery and chives. And the chives are in bloom, so I'm going to grab some clippers, cut off the blooms, and we can turn them into chive blossom vinegar. There's not much to see in this bed, but this is where we planted the 100 pelleted carrot seeds 2 or 3 weeks ago, plus some French filet green beans. It is super windy outside, and of course we are at the height of allergy season. A lot of trees are spreading pollen all over the place. So I'm just chopping off the chive blossoms. Chive vinegar is probably the easiest thing in the world to make. It's just chive blossoms and vinegar. Let me know if you suffer from springtime allergies. These stems are really tough, so they're not good for using as regular chives. So I simply compost them. All I need to do is tuck the chive blossoms into a jar and cover them with vinegar. I sometimes use champagne vinegar. Today, I'm just using regular white vinegar. By the way, my chive blossoms are already clean. We had a lot of rain last night. So now, put the lid on. Chive blossom vinegar has a lovely, mild onion taste and onion perfume. It's really wonderful in salad dressings. I'm going to put this in a dark cabinet for about 3 weeks. Then the vinegar will turn a beautiful shade of purplish pink, and it will develop its perfume. So my bulgur wheat has soaked for a good hour. Now I need to stir in some salt, 1 teaspoon. I'm going to set this aside, and then we can prepare the vegetables that we will add to the bulgur wheat. So I need 1 bunch of scallions. These are already clean. And I'm going to use both the white and the dark green parts of the scallions. You just want to slice these thinly. Then I want some English cucumber, about a 6-inch section. I'm going to roughly chop this. Now I need a big handful of chopped parsley. This is the parsley that you and I bought at the farm store earlier today. Then I need some mint, back to the garden. Ideally, you want a handful of mint leaves. I have probably a small handful, but that's all right. The mint is going to give this tabbouleh salad a wonderful bright flavor. And coarsely chop the mint. So now we can add our veggies and herbs to the bulgur. Add some black pepper. And just mix everything together. There are so many other ingredients that you could add to this, but this is just the way I make the salad. And then I will garnish it with some colorful cherry tomatoes later. In the meantime, we need to cover this and pop it into the refrigerator to let it chill for 1 hour. This way the flavors can marry. While the tabbouleh is chilling, I'm going to go practice piano. Feel free to hit the fast forward button. Well, it looks like my friend Victoria is going to stop by later this afternoon. So I'm going to serve the tabbouleh salad and also some hummus, just for a little snack that we can have with wine. So this is regular hummus that I made over the weekend. Added some olive oil. I need a little shower of smoked paprika. I think bell pepper wedges will go very nicely with the hummus. Then I have some triple cream brie that I let come to room temperature. I'm going to serve this with crackers. I like to cut an initial wedge or 3. Guests are always more likely to dig into the cheese if it's already cut. I'm going to garnish this brie with a little mango chutney. Now we can transfer the tabbouleh to a serving bowl. This is probably enough for 2 people, which is great because this means I will have leftovers. And I want to garnish the tabbouleh with some of the cherry tomatoes that I picked up earlier today. I'm just going to cut them in half. So these are colorful little cherries. I used up all of the pita bread that you and I made together. So I have some store-bought pita here. It'll be a nice accompaniment for the tabbouleh. I'm just going to cut this into wedges. Actually, easier to do it with this. So this little feast is mostly Middle Eastern, with just a hint of France. Let's set the table. Victoria and I have been friends for 30 years. As you might recall, Victoria performed a piano concert here last year. I can link that video at the end of this one.
Santé.
Okay, salut. Chin chin. Victoria loved the tabbouleh and homemade hummus as much as I did. We had a great time chatting, eating, and drinking. The wine is a full-bodied Côte de Rhône. Thank you so much for joining us today as we toured the garden and we shopped at the farm store and we made this Middle Eastern feast with a nod to France. This tabbouleh is really wonderful. I hope you will give it a try. And of course, I will post the link to the recipe in the description below. And the other thing we got to do today was have the wonderful company of Victoria von Arx.
Oh, thank you, Kevin.
Thank you for being here. I can put a couple of my other videos at the end of this one that you can enjoy between now and my next upload. Until then, please treat yourself well, and I will see you in the next episode. Chin chin.